Teacher knowledge is what teachers know about their subjects and how they teach them well. It's like having a super good understanding of the stuff they teach, making it interesting and easy for students to learn. Content pedagogy, it's like special skills teachers have in teaching a particular subject. It's not just about knowing the facts, but also knowing the best ways to explain and share that knowledge so that the students really get it. It's like being a master in both the subject and the art of teaching it, making sure students enjoy learning and succeed in their studies. In this segment, we focus on the pedagogical content knowledge that recognizes the importance of teachers' mastery of content knowledge and interconnectedness within and across curriculum areas, coupled with a sound and critical understanding of the application of theories and principles of teaching. Encompasses teachers' ability to apply developmentally appropriate and meaningful pedagogy grounded on content knowledge and pedagogy. It takes into account teachers' proficiency in mother tongue, Filipino, and English in teaching and learning process, as well as need skills in the use of communication strategies, teaching strategies, and technologies to promote high-quality learning outcomes.
In our observation in Ma'am Christine's class in Bayambang Central School, we observed that all learning principles are all achieved in every part of her lesson. In a lesson, learning principles act like a roadmap guiding how students understand and engage with new information. These principles, such as recognizing personal meaning and relevance, are like special guides helping teachers make lessons more effective. When teachers use these principles, they're making sure that the way they teach connects with how students learn best. It's about more than just sharing facts, it's creating a learning experience that clicks with each student. These principles make lessons interesting and memorable, turning the class into a place where everyone can really grasp and enjoy what they are learning. So, in the part of our lesson, learning principles are like friendly helpers ensuring that the teaching journey is clear, engaging, and leaves a lasting impact on students.
During the learning process, since the subject taught by our cooperating teacher was mathematics, reading, thinking, and problem-solving skills were used. Reading skills are crucial for understanding mathematical problems, interpreting worded questions, and comprehending the language used in the mathematical expressions. Thinking skills, on the other hand, enable learners to analyze and approach problems strategically, fostering a deeper understanding of mathematical concepts. Problem-solving skills are the engine that drives application. They empower students to tackle mathematical challenges with confidence and creativity. These skills collectively form the backbone of mathematical proficiency, helping learners not only to solve equations, but also to grasp the underlying logic and pattern in mathematical concepts. In essence, reading, thinking, and problem-solving skills in mathematics act as a dynamic trio, essential for mastering the subject and building a solid foundation or future mathematical endeavors.
Developing and enhancing reading, thinking, and problem-solving skills during the learning process is like giving learners a set of powerful tools to navigate the world of mathematics. These skills are not just about solving equations, they're the keys to unlocking a deep understanding of mathematical concepts. Reading skills help the student decipher the language of math problems, thinking skills empower them to approach challenges strategically, and problem-solving skills allow for the practical application of mathematical knowledge. By honing these skills, learners not only excel in their current studies, but also build a foundation for a lifetime of mathematical confidence and proficiency. Beyond the classroom, these skills are invaluable in real-world situations, equipping individuals to analyze problems, make informed decisions, and tackle a variety of challenges. In essence, developing these skills during the learning process is an investment in a learner's ability to succeed not just in math, but in a range of intellectual and practical endeavors. Creating an environment that encourages questions and discussions, promoting active thinking and participation, the use of objective questions aimed at challenging students' intellect further contributed to the development of these skills. The teacher's approach encompassed a combination of interactive activities, relevant materials, and thought-provoking and challenges to ensure a comprehensive enhancement of the essential reading, thinking, and problem-solving skills in the context of mathematics.
In the teaching-learning process, verbal communication and active listening was utilized. When teachers communicate verbally with clarity and enthusiasm, students are more likely to grasp and retain information. Active listening, practiced by both teachers and students, ensures that everyone is on the same page, leading off the effective comprehension and more engaged learning environment. It's like a dance wherein everyone is tuned in, promoting our harmonious and productive teaching-learning experience. Given the learners' diversity, there were those who respond to the communication strategy accordingly, while there were students who refrained from participating. Throughout the learning process, all the procedures of the lesson were both inductive method of teaching and deductive method of teaching. There are strategies and techniques that were used from the part of motivation, presentation of the lesson, development of the lesson, generalization, and enrichment, except the evaluation and assessment, because there was no given.
The teacher's implication of learning principles, observation of passive learners, assessment of communication strategies, and suggestions for improvement demonstrates a thoughtful analysis of the teaching-learning process. It's evident that Mom Christine's understanding of her students play a vital role in applying suitable learning principles and tailoring strategies to the classroom unique conditions. Our insight into the reasons for learner passivity reflects an awareness of individual differences and the importance of considering students' personalities and roles in the class dynamic. The observation about language choice in communication strategies highlights the teacher's adaptability and the need for the language consideration. Proposing incorporation of games, positive reinforcement, and think, pair, share activities as potential learning principles and strategies display a keen understanding of the importance of engagement and enjoyment in the learning process. Overall, it exhibits a thoughtful and perceptive analysis of the teaching environment and strategies employed, showcasing your ability to critically assess teaching practices and suggest improvements.
I find the idea that learning is the discovery of personal meaning and relevance of ideas to be particularly resonant. This principle encapsulates the essence of metacognition, emphasizing that true learning occurs when individuals not only grasp information but also understand its personal significance. When learners connect ideas, their own experiences, and comprehend the relevance of what they study, it fosters a profound motivation that propels the learning process to success. This principle underscores the importance of cultivating a sense of purpose and strict motivation in education. Additionally, from class activities, we've learned that effective teaching involves a multifaceted approach. Teachers must master content knowledge, employ developmentally appropriate pedagogy, possess language proficiency, seamlessly transition between languages, and adeptly utilize teaching strategies, communication skills, and technology. This holistic perspective highlights the complex yet essential skills educators need to ensure high-quality learning standards.
The demands of the global community are climbing up to its zenith as time goes by. In line with the visions and missions of all the schools, state universities, and colleges, individuals are taught to regulate self-learning, level up the skills in problem-solving, immerse in the duties in the society, hone the character and personality so that they will be able to provide what is needed by entire nation. We define curriculum simply as a set of learning engagement tailored to nurture every learner's passion, indulging them in different experiences to make learning more authentic and effective. Teachers are the prime movers in the educative process, and their goals are to fill their minds with such knowledge, touch their hearts with core values such as of the good manners and right conduct, and equip their bodies with sufficient potential leading them to success.
A curriculum does not only entail lawfully implemented strategies, rules, policies, and guidelines. There is what is also termed hidden. To specify, it is a type of curriculum that encompasses the planned implementations of the school. It refers to a kind of learning not gained by the teachers who teach the subject, nor the other activities that are partly extracurricular. It comes out from socializing with others, from the uncontrolled situations, and of course, from the practices involved in values education. There is a curriculum that is used in the DepEd schools, laboratory integrated schools, and these are written curriculum, recommended curriculum, taught curriculum, supported curriculum, assessed curriculum, learned curriculum, and hidden curriculum. The importance of the curriculum is that it identifies the learning outcomes, standard, and core competencies that students must demonstrate before advancing to the next level. Now, we downloaded lesson plan and compare it with the provided table in this activity on how the design was implemented into a daily lesson plan to meet the curriculum requirement. The daily lesson plan desired learning outcomes. It detailed the teacher expectation, and the expected learning outcomes include knowledge, competency, and behavior for students. The content is relevant to the particular knowledge that will be taught throughout the course of instruction.
In terms of teaching and learning methods or strategies, the learning techniques we observed from the lesson plan was a teacher used a game in motivation for collaborative strategy, and which it is effective. For the presentation of lesson, the teacher showed a short video clip to formally introduce the lesson and ask the class what have they observed. The strategies used by the teacher were all collaborative strategies. The involvement all throughout the lesson was an effective learning method or strategy. It meets the assessment anticipated learning goals. The pupils become really excited about it. It really showed that the assessment is aligned with the learning objectives of the lesson. We also dissect the parts and identify what resources, including ICT, were utilized to facilitate teaching learning process. The ICT resources that was used in the lesson plan are video clip, images, and PowerPoint presentation. On the other hand, the non-ICT resources was utilized are charts, illustration board, marker, printed features, and blackboard. Those utilized resources was used all throughout the procedures of lesson plan. After the observation, we noticed that the flow of activities and the congruence of each activity to the intended learning outcomes are all aligned. This shows that planning and creating lesson plan is a must for each lesson to be taught. The flow of the lessons and activities that will be discussed and implemented is relevant, and most importantly, the utilization of teaching aids is appropriate.
There is existing curriculum in the DepEd schools or laboratory schools. Curriculum is a standards-based sequence of planned experiences where students practice and achieve proficiency in content and applied learning skills. As far as we know, there is no such thing as a school without a curriculum. Curriculum is a central guide for all educators, so to essential for teaching and learning, so that every student has access to rigorous academic experiences. Every school has a curriculum since it describes the teachings and subject matter taught in a particular course or program, or in general education offerings of the organization. And a school's curriculum cannot function without it, just as a body cannot function without a soul, or a building will not be built if there's no foundation. Every school has their own curriculum. Educational experiences may effectively organize and contribute to the attainment of objectives or intended learning outcomes. By the intended learning objectives are arranged and reinforced through instructional experiences with success. It's owed because teachers and students receive instruction during educational experiences around how they would obtain their objectives and how they intend to organize, carry out, and achieve them. This is due to the fact that learning experiences, to the degree to which they are expertly organized, support the accomplishment of specific learning goals. Using it, its importance is utilizing it makes achieving the required learning outcomes for their courses simpler and more feasible for them.
From the lesson plan, we evaluate the resources and compare it with the actual resources utilized in the classroom. Reading, writing, lectures, and pictures are among the resources used in the lesson plan. It is challenging to create a lesson plan each time. You have to consider a lot of things and make adjustments according to the classroom you use. However, nowadays, most of the classrooms we see already have a television along with the blackboard. The teacher can now utilize non-digital and digital teaching aids to make the learning more interesting. The lesson plan that I have downloaded is up to date because the teacher used non-digital and digital instructional materials which most of the classroom can now utilize.
As a pre-service teacher, our goal is to oversee and carry out a developmentally appropriate teaching and learning process to satisfy curriculum requirements in a variety of teaching settings. To achieve this, we need to get to know our students and their background and cultivate the adaptability and flexibility required to deal with any changes that might arise in the near future. To do this, prepare or set up several lesson plans that will be taught one after the other. To help us do better in class, we'll create goals and strategy. Additionally, we want to teach students to be happy rather than afraid. Learning objectives are measurable statements that specify what students should know, be able to accomplish, or value upon enrollment in completion of a course or program. We will make a list of potential and learning objectives while taking into account what our pupils might accomplish while enrolled in our course. We will try to be as realistic as we can. Retention ought to be restricted to the most important learning objectives. Thus, to achieve the learning outcome and align with learning competencies, we'll consider what grade I am going to teach and use an appropriate method for them.
To plan, manage, and implement developmentally sequenced teaching and learning process to meet curriculum requirements and varied teaching contexts, we will be preparing several lesson plans that we will be taught in our class. As a future educator, we want our surroundings to be organized and planned wisely to meet the curriculum requirements in our school. Students gain comprehension. The learning plan should be designed to build on their past knowledge and abilities and advance to increasingly difficult ideas and assignments. Considering planning, organizing is a must, creating an intended learning outcomes for students. To set achievable and appropriate learning outcomes which are aligned with the learning competency is by considering what levels we are going to teach and focusing on the needed skills based on the right amount of knowledge we'll acquire. Having a clear vision of goals as a teacher for our students and also become realistic developing those learning outcomes that is aligned in the learning competencies. Additionally, consider how well the activities conceptualize the student's relationship to the learning objective. The most crucial thing to remember is in this situation is to always match the competencies to the knowledge and comprehension of the pupils.